Hey guys, and welcome to Riggs Garage. Today I'm working on the 70 Mustang Fastback, putting on a full front disc brake conversion from Wilwood disc brakes. Now this is using the stock drum brake spindles that came on the car. I'll be removing the drum brakes real quick and then we will put this kit on in its entirety. It's got braided stainless lines, adapters to fit to my stock brake lines, and it has bearings and everything that fit right on my original drum brake spindles. So it's a really good setup. It might drive some of you crazy that I'm putting really nice parts on crusty 50-year-old ragged suspension, and it's driving me crazy too, but remember this is a budget build, and what I'm doing now is just getting this car on the road. We'll shake it down and I will replace parts as needed to keep it on the road so that I'm never more than like a weekend of work away from getting it back on the road. One of the things I'm trying to avoid is having this car down by taking it too far apart. So getting it on the road means if I want to do a project over the weekend, I can zip out a floor pan or something, have that welded in, and within a weekend or two have the car back on the road. One mistake many people make with project cars is they just tear the whole thing apart and then they have a Mustang shell sitting in their garage for 10 years until one day they sadly post it on Craigslist and their project dreams are gone. My goal is to not make that same mistake that I see happen all the time on the internet. So here we go. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the Riggs Garage channel. Appreciate it. Oh, and before I get started, I did do a quick walkthrough video of the contents of this brake kit, so I wouldn't have to do it in this video. That's already posted on the YouTube channel, and I will post that link above me right over here or over here. Also, you know, if you're doing the same project as me, this isn't supposed to be a how-to video. I'm just kind of show the work, but I do show another video as well if you don't want to do the Wilwood brakes. I have a video on how to use Ford Granada disc brakes, and it's pretty much a direct swap with the spindles and those things. So I have a video about that, and I'll post a link above as well that allows you to use Ford, just stock Ford parts, to do a Granada disc brake swap. It's a common swap for these Fords. The parts are getting a little harder to find, but they're still out there for good prices if you find a good deal on them. So hit that video above as well if you're interested in that. Let's get going. Alright, here's what we're looking at for this first driver's side drum. When I opened it up, I had this adjuster hardware fall out. Always a good start. Obviously replacing all of this, but just wanted to see what's going on. I'm going to check for deep scratches on my spindle here because I do need to keep this spindle.
Not want to be hit by the big friendly hammer.
Nope.
Try not to cut yourself.
Thank you. I will try.
No, you won't. You didn't. Hit it. Just stop.
Okay, my helper over here. He's right. We'll do the other side, but let's see what we have to work with here. We've got an old seal here that doesn't need to be there, and I'm just going to go over this, probably wire wheel it, and then clean the spindle off, prepare it for new bearings. You can hop in real quick. It's coming after us. No! Alright, so you'll turn it this way, okay? Until it stops. You hear it crank it?
Yep.
Is that as far as it goes? Yep. Okay, good. Why don't you hold it right there, okay?
Yep.
Oh, you don't have, I mean, you don't have to hold it there. You can let go. Right there, perfect. See?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do things right. That thing is twisting. It's just, the end is seized to that metal line. So I'm gonna remake this line. It came off easily on the distribution block above, so I'm gonna undo it and make the first new line for the car. I know I'm gonna be rebuilding the line to the back of the car as well, so I have the materials and I have planned on doing this. Here's a kit that I got off Amazon. It's 25 feet of 3/16 galvanized steel. I use steel because it's easy to flare, and this will probably last longer than I live, especially since the car will be inside and not driven through the salt like a normal car. $17.99. It comes with the different fittings too. Like, it's a sweet deal. So I'll put a link in the description below for this kit because it's 25 feet and you can plumb most of a car, if not all the car. So the new kit has these adapters where the 3/8 fitting will go right into it. This will go right in here in the stock plate. Clip will go right there, and then the Wilwood line will attach here. So they included several different adapters. Also, they included this plate to bolt to your frame if you need it. Parts of this kit are universal. I mean, there are multiple vehicles these lines will fit on, so they just include both fittings, and yeah, it's going to be really solid. Well, it's not the most beautiful thing I've ever created, but given the space I have here, I think it fits right in. Let's have a look down here as well. Comes through this fender hole here. Comes down, stays out of the way. There's a clip here to the frame rail. Goes around, does a loop-de-loop, and it plugs right into this adapter that goes to the Wilwood braided lines. Burp. I'll grab this and start jamming it home. Smash it in. I'll turn it, smash it in, smash it in until it starts coming out the crevice on the top, then you know you've packed it pretty well. I hear the oven, the enchiladas are done. I'm probably not going to get them in this condition. Just use that packing pressure and shove it in. So I loaned out my seal driver kit, and I forgot who it was, and it was like a year ago, so I'll probably never see that again. But 4x4 to the wind. It's got the girth. Looking sharp. Now these are going to need a special fitting here so that these will work with the brake hoses that came with the kit. So that would be this fitting right here. The instructions say you should use a Teflon tape. I thought that was a little different for brakes, but it is just a threaded input. So I will show you what that looks like now. So the brake is going to be like this on the car, so it needs to point towards the rear, pretty much just like that. So I just hand threaded it in. This is probably an aluminum fitting. You don't want to strip. So I'm going to hit that with a wrench and see if I can get one more 180-degree rotation in there, and it should be really snug. Real quick, I'll show you what's going on. So here's the caliper upside down. I'm going to show you how it's shimmed. Bolt goes in. Bolt has a washer out here, and then the space between the caliper and the caliper bracket you need to shim so that the rotor is centered between the sides of the caliper. So there are these shims here. The instructions recommend trying 3. 3 actually worked first time on the passenger side, so let's see if they work on the driver's side here. Alright, this side used 2 spacers. I put the brake pads in there just to show the evenness of the space. So that's as close as you can get with the shims provided on this side. We'll do 40-foot bulbs. And a clip in place already, so I've already tightened the left fitting there, and now I'm going to hook up my braided line to the Wilwood fitting so it goes down to my new setup. And there we have it. Got the line hooked up. I've cranked the wheel lock to lock to make sure this brake line doesn't ever touch anything, and it is clear and it's looking sharp. So let's put the wheel on, we'll spin it, make sure everything's good, and put it back on the ground. That's it for tonight. I got front brakes. I'll get to the rears later. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. And hit me up in the comments below if you have questions, have anything else to say. Thanks for watching.